Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's, of course, Julia here, and today I'm gonna talk about something that I've honestly been thinking about a lot lately. As most of you know, I've been living in Poland for 5 years now, but I've also had the chance to live in and visit some other pretty exciting places like Dubai and the USA. And well, the truth is, sometimes life in Poland can feel a bit boring compared to those places. Now, before you come at me, hear me out. I'm not saying Poland is bad. Far from it. I love Poland, but when you compare it to the non-stop energy of Dubai or the hustle and bustle of the US, you start to notice a few things that make Poland feel, let's say, a bit more laid back. So today, I'm breaking down my top 10 reasons why life in Poland can feel boring compared to places like Dubai or the USA. And remember, this is just my opinion based on my own experiences. So let's dive in. Number 1, quiet evenings, the calm after dark. Okay, first up, Poland is quiet in the evenings, like really quiet. After about 8 or 9 p.m., especially during the weekdays, it feels like the whole country just winds down. The streets clear out, and even in bigger cities like Warsaw, the hustle and bustle really dies down. You might find a few restaurants or bars open, but it's nothing compared to the nightlife in Dubai or in the USA. In Dubai, you could be grabbing dinner at 10 p.m. and the place would be packed. The city doesn't really sleep, and there's always something happening, especially with the luxury hotels, late night restaurants, and crazy events. I remember in the US, especially in cities like New York, my home city, even late at night, there's this constant buzz. But here, it's a lot more peaceful, which is nice sometimes. But also, if you're used to that constant energy, it can feel a bit slow. Number 2, the weekend vibe. More chill, less adventure. I've noticed that weekends in Poland are much more laid back. In places like the USA or Dubai, the weekend is the time to go big. You're talking brunches, concerts, parties, shopping sprees, beach trips, you name it. In Dubai, the weekend is all about luxury brunches, beach clubs, or even taking a trip to the desert for a safari. There's just so much going on, and you feel like you have a million options. But in Poland, the weekend vibe is a lot more low-key. People are more likely to relax, go for a walk, maybe visit family, or take a trip to the park. It's not that there's nothing to do, but it's definitely not the action-packed type of weekend that I'm used to. I've had weekends here where I just didn't know what to do because I wanted more excitement, more events happening around me. It's one of those things that when you come from somewhere like, I don't know, Dubai, you really feel the difference. Number 3, nightlife. Fewer late night options. Now, let's talk about nightlife. This is one area where honestly, Poland feels really different from places like Dubai or the USA. When you're in a place like Dubai, the nightlife is insane. You've got rooftop bars, luxury clubs, restaurants that are open well into the night, and parties that don't start until after 10 p.m. I remember one night in Dubai, we went out at midnight and the place was just getting started. In Poland, it's not quite the same, don't get me wrong. There are some like really great spots in Warsaw for nightlife, but it's a lot more subdued. Once it gets late, your options are pretty limited. A few pubs and clubs stay open, but if you're someone who's like used to all the all night party culture in places like the US or Dubai, it can feel like things wind down way too early here. Personally, I miss having those nights where you don't even have to plan. You just know the city is going to be buzzing, no matter what time it is. But I will say, I'll give credit, Warsaw does have a bit of that. Number 4, the shopping scene. Shorter hours, fewer options. Another thing I've noticed living here is the shopping experience. If you've lived in the US or Dubai, you're probably used to malls that stay open late, even like on the weekends, and stores that are like open 24/7. In Dubai, malls are more than just places to shop. They're massive complexes with everything from luxury brands to entertainment, food courts, and even ice rinks. I remember spending whole days in Dubai's malls because there was just so much to do. In Poland, the malls and shops close much earlier, and Sundays are especially quiet. If you forget to pick something up on a Sunday, it's almost impossible to find an open store. That's definitely one of the things I miss about the United States or Dubai. Having that freedom to shop late at night or even just browse stores whenever I feel like it. Poland's more traditional in that sense, and while I appreciate the slower pace sometimes, I do miss that 24/7 convenience. Number 5, public transport versus car culture. Poland has an amazing public transportation system. Buses, trams, and metro systems, like we see here, are incredibly efficient, especially in my city, Warsaw. You don't need a car to get around, and that's a big plus. But if you're coming from a place like the US or Dubai, where cars are kind of part of the lifestyle, public transportation can feel a bit ordinary. In Dubai, everyone's driving flashy cars, and the highways are these huge open roads. Driving around feels like part of the experience. You're cruising through the city in a nice car, and it's all about the luxury. In America, depending on where you live, you might need a car just to get anywhere. So while I appreciate how easy it is to get around Poland without a car, I sometimes miss that feeling of freedom that comes with driving on those big open highways. Number 6, the weather. Dreary days versus sunshine. One of the biggest differences for me, honestly, has been the weather. I mean, let's be real. Poland's winters can be a bit rough. It gets cold, dark, and the days feel so short. Coming from places like Dubai, where it's sunny almost all year round, or even parts of the US where you get a lot more variety in the weather, Poland can feel pretty bleak during the winter months. In Dubai, you can count on sunshine pretty much every day. And even when it's too hot, you know you're going to have great weather for a beach day or an outdoor adventure. Poland, oh god. Poland, on the other hand, has these long gray winters. And when it's rainy and cold for days on end, it can really get to you. It could get to you. Don't get me wrong, I love the beauty of Polish winters. Snow, covered streets are magical, but after a while, I find myself craving the sun, like now. Number 7, limited dining options late at night. Another thing that stands out to me is the food scene. Poland has some amazing traditional dishes, pierogi, bigos, żurek, but when it comes to the diversity of food and late night options, it can feel a bit limited compared to places like Dubai or America. In Dubai, the food scene is crazy. You can get pretty much any type of cuisine you can think of from literally all corners of the world, and many restaurants stay open until the early hours of the morning. In Poland, it's a bit harder to find that same variety, especially late at night. I've had times where I was craving something specific, like sushi or like a good burger, and I just couldn't find anything open after 10 p.m. It's a small thing, but if you're used to the endless dining options in places like New York or Dubai, it's definitely something you notice. Number 8, the lack of big-scale entertainment events. Living in Warsaw, there are definitely concerts, festivals, and events, but when I compare it to places like Dubai or the USA, it just feels like there's less happening on a grand scale. In Dubai, you've got these massive, over-the-top events all the time. Think like world-class concerts, huge festivals, and international sporting events. The same goes for the USA, where you've got like constant entertainment options, from like Broadway shows to huge sporting events or festivals like Coachella. Poland, on the other hand, has great local events, but they're usually smaller in scale. It's not like you have huge international acts coming through every other weekend. If you're someone who loves that big event energy, Poland might feel a bit quieter. Personally, I miss having those massive festivals or concerts to look forward to every few months. Number 9, cultural differences in daily life. One of the biggest differences I've noticed between life in Poland and places like Dubai or America is the pace of daily life. In Poland, people are a bit more relaxed. They take their time, and there's less of that go, go, go mentality that you see in bigger cities in the US or Dubai. While that can be nice, sometimes, especially if you're looking for a slower pace, it can also feel a little boring if you're used to the fast-paced lifestyle of those other places. In Dubai, everyone's on the move, hustling from one place to another, and it feels like there's always something happening. And America has that same energy. People are always working, socializing, or doing something new. In Poland, I've noticed that people tend to stick to their routines more, and there's not as much spontaneous energy in the air. It's definitely different, and for someone like me who loves that fast-paced vibe, it can feel a bit slow at times. Number 10, overall energy, the calm versus the chaos. Finally, the overall energy of Poland is just different. It's more peaceful, quieter, and more laid back compared to the constant buzz of places like Dubai or the US. That's not necessarily a bad thing. Sometimes the calm is exactly what you need, but if you're someone who thrives on chaos and excitement, it can feel like you're missing something, like missing something there, you know? In Dubai, everything is fast, glamorous, and larger than life. The same goes for the US, where there's always something new to explore or experience. Poland, on the other hand, feels more traditional. And while that's like beautiful in its own way, it can also feel a bit monotonous after a while. Personally, I love both aspects, but after living here for so long, I do find myself missing the constant energy and excitement of those other places. So there you have it, my top 10 reasons why life in Poland can feel a bit boring compared to Dubai or the US. But as I said earlier, this is just my personal experience, and I know a lot of people love the slower pace and calmer lifestyle here in Poland. It all depends on what you're looking for. If you're someone who loves the fast-paced energy of places like Dubai or the United States, you might feel like things are a bit quieter here. But at the same time, that calm can be exactly what makes Poland so special. Alright, thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments what you think. Do you agree, or do you love the laid-back lifestyle here in Poland? I'd honestly love to hear your thoughts. And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. See you in the next video. Bye guys!